Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to discuss how the Indian startups have been, taking advantage of the big tech crackdown in China. Now, a lot of money is being poured into the startups. India is minting unicorns almost every other day. In a particular week in April this year, uh, India minted half a dozen unicorns. So that means companies worth $1 billion. So, which is incredible, and it just goes to show that the startup India is really taking shape, and it's creating a very strong fundamental for India for the future. So today we will talk about this. Before we do, please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, please smash that notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Please comment on my videos and share my videos with people who you think would benefit from my videos. So before we dive in, so let's dive in and talk about it. So the first thing is, let's look at the record funding that the Indian startups have been getting recently. So the Indian tech startup received about 6.3 billion in funding and deals in the second quarter of this year. This is according to CV Insights. Also, the funding for China startups dropped 18% from its peak of $27.7 billion in Q4 of last year, again based on CV Insights. So that means India is making a significant inroads into the startup funding world. A slew of startups planning to tap public markets in the next 24 months. So it will give retail investors a chance to own a stake in the startups, which had been available only to global private investors up until now. So now let's look at the top 3 or 4 startups which are doing an IPO in the next few months in India. One of them is, of course, Flipkart, which is the logo on the left-hand side. Then you have an insurance company, PolicyBazaar.com. Then you have a delivery platform called Delhivery. And the last one is Ola, which is a cab hailing and a delivery service again. So it's been real good, uh, you know, things that have been happening in the tech world or startup tech world in India. So let's now try and understand why are these Indian startups so successful, and what is it? What is the recipe for for them to get so much of funding recently? First bond is in April of 2021. Like I said, half a dozen unicorns were born within a span of 4 days, in just 4 days in April. So all these are $1 billion worth of companies. In the private markets, India has been minting startups valued at $1 billion or more in the recent months. Now, a Credit Suisse Group report this year found that there are about 100 unicorns in India with a combined market value of $240 billion in sectors from e-commerce to fintech to education to logistics and food delivery. So it's covering the entire gamut. So e-commerce, Flipkart, fintech, there are many in fintech. So if you've heard of Matic, that's a fintech company. It's a Matic coin, which is based on the Ethereum platform. It's doing well. Education, there are many in the education world. You may have of Baidu, logistic, delivery, Ola, and food delivery. Again, you have delivery and Zomato. There are so many of them which have been doing really well in India. Now let's look at the reasons behind the success of these Indian startups. First is great competitive edge. They are all on the online platform. They don't have the brick and mortar overheads that the regular brick and mortar companies have, and they have great talent to work for. So all in all, great competitive edge. Hub and spoke model with third-party vendor enablement. So that means that if you are into, let's say Flipkart, if you are into that e-commerce model, they actually use third-party models to deliver, and which means they may not want to take the onus of delivery, which is a totally different ball game, and hence they would not want to take the responsibility of delivery. So they palm it off to a third party vendor who's far more capable of offering that service. So that's a hub and spoke model. Then you have a proliferation of smartphones. According to Statista, the number of smartphone users in India is estimated to reach over 760 million in 2021. That's a staggering figure. That's double the population of the US. According to Statista again, India's internet penetration rate went up to nearly around 45% in 2021. So which means that there is another 55% which is not so well penetrated in terms of internet access. So which means that's the scope available. A promise of attractive returns from major investors as startups increase the number of public share sales, that means IPO. That will spur further rounds of funding in the Indian markets, which is very, very obvious. And most of these startups have honed the skills of customer acquisition, which has the potential to generate cash flows, and thus losses can be front loaded. So what is also happening is that if you look at SoftBank actually, I'm going back to the previous point, SoftBank actually exited Flipkart, but and with a profit, but they came back in the one of the recent rounds and they invested again. So their exits are also positive, successful. Hence they are coming back. So there will be more fresh rounds of investments into the startups in India. So all in all, it's a great, happy situation, positive situation to be in the startup world in India. So I would always recommend that if you are looking to investing in startups, you should look at India. India is really growing, and also the crypto market in India is also growing. With fintech being adopted everywhere, even at the government level, so it's growing. I did a video on the fintech growth in India. I'll put that on the card above. Go take a look at it. It's a real fantastic story in India. So if you're an investor, the summary is go ahead and invest in India, in Indian startups. Look at how you could become, let's say, investor, or if these companies are doing an IPO, go and buy their shares right at the IPO, or go ahead and invest in fintech products like Matic. Go ahead and invest there. I can tell you that you would make money. You would create wealth for yourself. So that's it, guys. As you know, I have a free ebook on my journey as an entrepreneur. So the book is titled Six-Figure Corporate Job to Master Entrepreneur, where I've spoken about my journey after I quit my six-figure globetrotting corporate job back in 2010, and the challenges I faced and how I built my company. Today I have two companies, one in India and one in Singapore, and representations in the US market. In this particular book, I also put in a worksheet on how, for you to gauge how likely you would be successful as an entrepreneur. You could score yourself. The cool thing is I've scored myself, and you would see how much I scored. So you would know, where I stood then back in 2010, and I was still successful. So go take a look at it. You will get the book on my website. The link is flashing on the screen. I will put that in the description box below. All you have to do is to put down your name and email address, and the link to download the book will be emailed to your inbox. I hope you like the book. Well, thank you once again. As you know, my name is Saurav Mukherjee. I'm a digital technology marketing leader with over 20 years of global experience. You will find my LinkedIn URL in the description box below. Please go ahead and connect with me. I regularly work with companies where I try and help them find solutions to business, marketing, investment, and technological problems, challenges. If you're looking to engaging me as your consultant, please write to me on LinkedIn. You could message me on LinkedIn, or you could write to me on the contact page of my website, whose URL will also be there in the description box below. And then we can jump into a conference call and see how we can work together. So before I close, please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, please smash that notification bell, please comment on my videos, and please share my videos with people who you think would benefit from my knowledge, from my research, and from my videos. So until my next video, please stay safe and stay healthy. See you soon. Bye-bye.